Now, if cameras are allowed inside, we'll bring you all of that live, raw, and uninterrupted, as we always do. I do want to bring in now Grant Reeher, political science professor at Syracuse University's Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs, to talk more about what to expect. Grant, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today.
No, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me back on your program.
Of course. And first off, I just want to ask you kind of the overall question here. How significant is this meeting? Because we heard Mamdani say it's pretty much something that always happens, but how symbolic is it, and what does it really say?
Well, it could be potentially significant just given what each of them has said about the other and how important the president seemed to think this particular election was for New York City mayor, for the future of the city. And he, definitely waded heavily into it, even to the point of endorsing his former nemesis, Andrew Cuomo. It really just depends on the meeting. There's different ways this could go. This could be sort of a President Zelensky type of effort on the part of President Trump to, bring to accept this meeting that Mamdani proposed, and then kind of turn on him. It could be something that is more potentially cooperative. I kind of expect actually what each of them to say at the end of this meeting and maybe during it is something similar to what Mayor-elect Mamdani said in your clip right there, that, they both care a lot about the city of New York. They both want the best for the city of New York, and where they can find overlap to advance those mutual goals, they will work along those lines. And something very generic that way. But I think probably this is a bit political theater, and also perhaps an effort to kind of, particularly in the president's case, kind of turn something that had been more of a negative for him perhaps into something a bit of a positive.
As you mentioned here, they have a lot of differences. They've had a lot to say about each other, talking, of course, about Trump and Mamdani. I wanted to ask you, is there anything kind of in your experience here that they maybe agree on?
Well, they're both deep city people. And I think that one of the things that they may agree on is the need for affordable housing. I mean, that is something that Trump can look back to his father on to some degree. And so some efforts there to establish more of that. Neither of them want to see people leaving New York because they can't afford it. Certainly, Trump does not see the ultra wealthy as the problem for New York that Mayor-elect Mamdani seems to see them as. But beyond that, I think that there is some overlap. There may be some overlap on infrastructure, transportation. Certainly, the idea of the free grocery stores is something that really is going to be no skin off of Donald Trump's nose, if that's an experiment that he wants to offer. It's the taxing of the rich where they're really going to be at loggerheads. But in that instance, the mayor-elect's big challenge is going to be Albany and the state government in New York and Governor Hochul, not so much President Trump.
Does Mamdani have any sort of leverage here? He is, of course, the New York City mayor-elect. That is the largest city in the U.S. So does he have any sort of leverage as he speaks with President Trump?
Well, I think he has the ability. Look, the president likes to surprise people, and he likes to also go against type sometimes. And so this could be kind of a similar to his first term, where he had the meeting with Senator Schumer and Speaker Pelosi, and he started calling them Chuck and Nancy, and they were all going to get along and all that. And people were surprised about that. So that could be what Mamdani can give, in a sense, President Trump. Also, certainly to see the city succeed. If Mamdani is also respectful to him, even goes to the extent of thanking him if he helps the city and the mayor in some way, that will mean a lot to Donald Trump. It's clear that that kind of feedback means a lot to the president. And so those are some things that he can, in a sense, give him.
What would a win look like from this meeting here? Again, we don't know if it's just going to be a handshake, maybe some arguments, or if it'll just be peaceful and them kind of chatting very briefly. But what would be a win for President Trump in this meeting, so to speak, and what would be a win for Mamdani?
Well, let me take the second one first, the mayor-elect. Certainly keeping the 6% or so of New York's budget that is accounted for by the federal government largely intact would be a win. Keeping ICE agents from aggressively walking through and perhaps even federal, National Reserve going into the city of New York. Those are things that would be wins for him. The wins for the president, again, are ones that I said earlier. I think while on the one hand, when he's not in the mayor-elect's presence, calling him a communist, calling him an extremist, and so on, he's going to continue doing that. But at the same time, being able to demonstrate that they have some sort of potential working relationship will, I think, serve the president's benefit. Hasn't been the best month or two for President Trump. And so I think demonstrating that he can work with people across the other side of the aisle, in this case, extremely so, would be something that would be to his benefit.
All right. Grant Reeher, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to join us and helping to break this down. We're going to be watching all of this as it does play out, and we'll bring you updates here. Anything we missed, anything you want to make sure to add before I let you go?
Well, I think that's just underline, this, as you point out, this meeting is going to take place in a couple hours, and it really could go a number of different directions. And so I would just urge your viewers to try to distinguish the political theater from the stuff that's likely to be more lasting, because there will be a big dose of political theater for both of these actors in the meeting.
Yeah, we'll be waiting to see how it plays out. Grant Reeher, thank you so much, as always, for taking the time to be here with us. We definitely appreciate it.